So thank you guys so much for coming. It's wonderful to have you here at one of my favorite tea shops here in Belgrade. It's a little tea shop called Salon de Te here in Slavia. And we've been having these musical evenings for the past few months. Once a month or so we do this, and we're hoping to continue with these evenings. So there's several friends that have joined us for this evening's program, and we hope you enjoy the music. Also, my friend Atza here has very gracefully accepted to come and join in on very short notice. So thanks so much. The subject tonight. The subject tonight. The subject tonight is love.
Ali Jusefi je Amerikanac s majčine strane, a po ocu Iranac. Poreklo i mešovita porodica je odredilo njegov život, te će na mnogobrojnim putovanjima sretati i prihvatati ljude različitih nacionalnosti i kultura. Kada je završio srednju školu u gradiću La Serena, nedaleko od Santiaga, preselio se u Argentinu, u Buenos Ajres, da studira muziku i usavrši se za terapiju muzikom. Radio je u Americi 6 godina, a od 2010. je proveo 2 godine u Izraelu kao volonter u Baha'i Spiritual centru. Na poziv bračnog para koje je tamo upoznao, dolazi 2013. godine u Srbiju, gde je otkrio da ga srpski mentalitet u mnogo čemu podsjeća na njegovu Južnu Ameriku, zbog čega se i zadržao u Beogradu.
Welcome to this side of the neighborhood. Have you ever been here before?
Thank you, Ali. No, I have never been here. Where we are?
So this is actually a place that I come a lot with friends and stuff. It's a park called Supernatural, and we just came across this by chance. I think I've lived in Karaburma now 3 years, but I'd been there already 1 year before I even heard about this place. And when I came, I was quite shocked to find such a beautiful place so close to, walking distance from my home and everything. And many of the friends that I've met in Karaburma have not heard about this. Upon every high aiming grace and nation. Every high aiming grace and nation. Upon every high aiming grace and nation. Upon every high aiming grace and nation.
Why do you come here?
I find it extremely peaceful. I think Belgrade in general has so many spots that you can go to where you can relax, you can enjoy the river, you can enjoy, downtown cafes. And I love doing that, but I really like connecting with nature. And for me, this is one of the places where you can come not very far and, be right next to the river. Very few people know about it still, which is nice because it's, it's very calm and everything. We like to come and play volleyball with friends and everything. Armonía de amor. If you came before, you might have heard this one before, so by now you hopefully know it. So repeat after me. Does everybody know Spanish? Yes. Here. Yeah? Excellent. So.
Does everybody know Rio?
So repeat after me. Estamos todos juntos. One more time. Estamos todos juntos. Juntos. En este lugar. All right, one more time. Estamos todos juntos en este lugar. Anybody have any idea what that means? No? It's okay. Don't worry about it. You just sing. It means we're all together in this place. So it's a song about unity and how, regardless of where we're from, or what country, what nationality, what race, ethnicity, religion, right? We're all the same people. No? So it talks about this journey through life and how we encounter all these people, beautiful people from different parts. So, you guys are going to be singing with us for this one. And your part goes, estamos todos juntos, juntos en este lugar. 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 All right, so here we go. 1, 2. Estamos todos juntos, juntos en este lugar. 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 Rostros que veo pasar, me cuentan historias de un distante lugar. Escucha las voces tan cerca de ti. Yo en el fondo oigo lo mismo, desde allá o desde aquí.
Nobody is here. Where are the people? You said this is extra natural park, but nobody uses it.
It's called Supernatural. It's actually one of the reasons I like it so much. It's one gentleman, his name is Srđan, and he lived a lot abroad, and I think he always had the desire to come back to Serbia and to Belgrade and to kind of create positive change and everything. And he's very involved in many different things. And they have a festival here once a year in April usually, where they have a lot of different booths for different types of foods and they try to promote local agriculture and local hands and crafts, arts and crafts things. And so during the year though, it can be very quiet, but that's also why I like it. I love the fact that it's kind of still undiscovered. So don't tell anybody. I work with a program, I kind of volunteer with a program working with youth, and a lot of times we come and have volleyball games, to have a good time. We do a lot of conversations and things like that, but also we like to come and have a good time, and so we've come many times to play volleyball. And
could you explain what kind of program you do?
Sure. So I'm involved with a program called the Junior Youth Spiritual Empowerment Program. And it's basically a program that happens all over the world. And the goal of this program is mainly community building in a way. So the main focus of the program is working with younger youth between the ages of 11 and 15. And then having older youth be kind of like mentors for the younger youth. So I think the premises of the program is that ultimately we all want to contribute to bettering the environment that we're in, to bettering the world that we're in, whether we're living in Serbia, in Chile, I'm from Chile, whether we're, regardless of where we are in the world, we want to contribute in a positive way and leave something positive behind. Not everybody has to be involved. There's they do them in different parts of Africa, South America, like literally everywhere in the globe. The one for this region was actually in Tirana, and so people from all over the Balkans in this region.
What is the topic for today?
So the topic for today is actually the period of youth. So this short time frame in our lives where we have really, well, I don't want to get into it too much. Maybe we'll get into more discussions, but it's the value of this time of our lives, really. Mm-hmm. So there was actually a series of conferences that were called for around the world, 114 conferences in every corner of the world, that brought together people from all walks of life, youth from all walks of life. So older youth with families, younger youth who were going through school. In some countries, people walked 3 days. In some countries in Africa, people walked for days in order to get to these conferences. It was really inspiring. And the purpose of these conferences were to create a space where youth could come together and share their ideas on this, but also share their excitement about this and find, because one interesting thing that you find as you talk to youth, everybody desires a transformation for their society, and everybody sees that need. So we have maybe the first chapter of these youth conference materials that we were talking about. So maybe we can pass them around. Excellent. So I think we'll maybe just focus on the first paragraph, the one that starts every generation. Would somebody like to? Would you like to read that?
Okay.
The first.
Every generation of youth is distinguished by certain characteristics, and their lives are shaped by particular forces. In this session, your group is asked to reflect on this vital subject. How do you view the role of your generation in society? What high purpose shapes your individual and collective actions? It's a well-known fact, but my mom always tells me every generation has certain level of knowledge it's allowed to attain. So every generation needs to seek out for that knowledge and new horizons, to open new horizons.
That's a very specific characteristic of our generation, that we are growing up with access to a vast amount of information on the internet. So we kind of can see much more than the generations before could see. So that's a huge opportunity to eliminate prejudices and stigmas, and to be one step closer to peace and unity.
I think also with technology nowadays, and how I think many of us grew up being able to communicate with people across the world. I think of my parents' generation, or even my grandparents' generation, and how they maybe never would have thought that someone across the world could think or feel the same way that they feel about certain ideas, and how all of us are able to come together in this generation, and we're all from completely different parts of the world and grew up in different cultures and mentalities, and yet so many of our kind of core beliefs about things, about unity, about how we're all equal, they're the same. And we can all see that actually when we come together in this space.
Material civilization is like unto a lamp, while spiritual civilization is a light in that lamp. If the two become united, yes, if the two become united, material civilization is like unto a lamp, while spiritual civilization is a light in that lamp. If the two become united, yes, if the two become united, then we will have the light and the lamp. Yes, then we will have the light and the lamp together. Arise and energetically devote yourselves to the service of the masses. It's to the service of the masses. Arise and energetically devote yourselves to the service of the masses, to the service of the masses. And this is the highest righteousness. And this is the highest righteousness. Forget your own worldly advantage and work only to serve the general good. Neka vaša srca gore ljubav znom dobrotom. Neka vaša srca gore ljubav znom dobrotom za sve koje sretnete. Za sve koje sretnete. Za koji sretnete, za sve koje sretnete. Nice, nice, nice. Excellent.
I actually haven't lived in Chile in several years. I finished high school there, and then I went to college in Argentina. And it's a complicated story. My family is actually half Iranian, half American. So technically, I'm not really Chilean, but I grew up there, and so culturally, I'm more South American, more Chilean than anything else. And there's a lot of mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. But it's nature.
Exactly. After all, it was my idea to come here. But so yeah. Before living here, I was actually living in Israel for a couple of years, and then I moved here. I actually came initially to visit a friend of mine. He and his wife had been living here for a few years, about 3 years, and he invited me to come over. We hadn't seen each other in a long time. We were very close friends. So I came initially for a month to visit them, and then next thing you know, I'd been here for a year. Next thing you know, I'd been here for 3 years.
And why did you decide to stay here?
Well, my plan wasn't to stay initially for this long, but when I came, I found out about this project that I was telling you about, working with the youth, and there was a need to help out with that project, and I was asked if I would stay here for a little while working with that. And initially the plan was just to stay a year, so I didn't think I'd stay here this long, but Serbia has a way of growing on you also.
Do you plan to stay all your life here?
You know what, it's crossed my mind at different moments. My family lives very far away, and I think my biggest obstacle to that, they're kind of all spread out in the world. My mother and my grandmother and kind of some of my mother's family, they live in Antigua.
So what do your parents say about that?
They've always been very supportive of anything I decide to do. I think they would always like the family to be closer together, but I think the world is becoming such a small place, it's really like living in one country, ultimately, and we're all kind of the people of that country.
Ali, are you in a good mood for the rehearsal?
I'm always in a wonderful mood when there's music involved.
Where is the music in your life?
Music? I think music has always played a very integral part of my life from childhood. We used to sing as a family, sing with friends, and as you can see, I still do. And I love composing, I love sharing music with other people. And for me, music is, and I also studied music therapy, So for me, music has always been a very interesting tool through which we connect through the hearts, I think there's so many ways in which we can connect with people, and verbally is one way in which we connect. But music has a way of maybe overcoming barriers. And so when you sing something and you're singing from the heart, you can connect with somebody else's heart as well. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is one thing I love about music, and I love being able to connect with an audience or with people around you, involve them in a process also.
Are your parents musicians too?
No, my parents are not musicians, although on both sides of the family there's music present, and I think especially on my mom's side of the family. My grandfather was he was an engineer, and he was in the Air Force and everything, but he actually was very creative, and he loved composing and everything. And all my mom's family is in one way or another involved in music. One of my cousins directs a choir, and they play different instruments. They teach piano. So there's a lot of arts present in my family.
Serbia a good environment for your music?
I think so. I mean, I've had a very warm welcome anytime I've shared my music, and Serbian culture, you can tell, is a culture that is very connected musically. You know, like music plays a very important part of their life, and I love that about Serbia and about the Balkan region in general. You know, music is a very fundamental part of people's lives. So anytime I've shared my music or participated in other music, it's always been with a very wonderful spirit. You know, people have been very welcoming, very warm, very appreciative. So it's made it very easy to want to share my music also.
Are the Serbians gifted for the music?
Serbians are gifted in so many ways, and music is just one of them, definitely. Thanks for joining.
Coming here.
So, we are here at Marukoshi restaurant. It's a Japanese restaurant, fairly new, just opened last October. And it's actually a friend of mine who opened this place. And they had the idea of having an event tonight. So, I don't know, when was the last time you listened to Japanese pop? So, tonight is J-pop night.
Ali, what is your real profession?
My real profession? Well, I don't know how you define real profession, but I studied music therapy, so that's really my field, is music therapy, and I've worked at different moments at different projects with that, and then I've little by little worked more on my own music and been involved in different projects, but yeah, I dabble a little bit here and there. I've done a lot of different things from music to working in schools, teaching music and doing music therapy workshops, to working as an interpreter also. I worked many years as an interpreter.
Still be here?
Yeah.
We're going to do this without microphone.
We're going to do it without microphones.
Yeah.
But we have a performance in a couple of hours. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a rehearsal, and we'll play a song for you guys. Yeah?
Okay. One, Give me A minor.
I haven't tuned yet, so.
It doesn't matter.
Alright?
That's just about it. No. Okay. 1, 2, 3.